North of 10 years after the occasions of the main film, the film starts with Jake Soyle portraying his humble and serene life as head of the Omaticaya Group and raising a family with his significant other Neytiri, which incorporates his children, Neteyam and Lo'ak, and his girl Tuk, his embraced little girl Kiri, brought into the world from Elegance Augustine's out-cold Na'vi symbol, and a human kid named Bug, the child of Miles Quaritch, who was brought into the world on Pandora yet couldn't be moved to Earth in cryostasis as a baby. While Jake can acknowledge Bug as a took-on child, Neytiri is incredulous of him given his human beginnings. In any case, every one of the kids blend and mingle well with one another, including Bug, whom Kiri is tender with despite the fact that he is a human. Insect doesn't embrace his human legacy and feels more leaned to Na'vi culture and customs. They carry on with a typical existence until one day they notice a weird star in the night sky. Sadly, they understand it's a RDA space transport with people getting back to Pandora to colonize it, raising another vitally working base once more, making critical obliteration Pandora. Among the fresh debuts in the boat is Colonel Quaritch, who has been cloned into a Na'vi body and with his recollections transferred from before his demise. Accordingly, Quaritch can't recall his death on account of Jake, however is simply ready to remember the occasions previously and his wrathful mission to dispose of Jake. To keep the RDA from taking advantage of Pandora once more, Jake drives an essential guerrilla activity against the RDA supply lines, debilitating them. In one of the tasks, Lo'ak, who ignores Neteyam and is anxious to show what him can do as a Na'vi champion, attempts to help Jake in fight yet is injured. Jake saves and trains him to not jeopardize his own security by being crazy. That evening, while at the same time keeping an eye on his injuries, Neytiri tranquilly reminds Jake to be not excessively severe with Lo'ak, to which Jake communicates his anxiety as a dad for the well-being of his kids. In the interim, the retaliatory strike on the RDA supply lines doesn't agree with Quaritch, who starts a hunt mission to kill Jake. During a lively endeavor, Jake's kids alongside Insect investigate further into the rainforest. Unbeknownst to them, Quaritch and his group are in the area investigating the site where Quaritch finds his human remaining parts. A perceptive Lo'ak sees their presence and rapidly illuminates Jake. A conflict follows and Quaritch's crew catches Jake's kids. Jake and Neytiri show up in time and free the vast majority of them, yet Bug is taken by Quaritch, who remembers him as his child. On board the boat, the RDA attempts to pressure data about Jake from Bug, whom denies. Evolving technique, Quaritch tends to Bug as his child and furthermore to make sense of more about the Na'vi in return for his opportunity on his side. In spite of the fact that unhelpful and ignorant about Quaritch's genuine mission, Bug shows Quaritch Na'vi culture. Quaritch is likewise effectively ready to tame an Ikran flying animal as his vehicle. Realizing the peril, Bug's information on his whereabouts stances to their security and furthermore to keep away from another calamity, Jake persuades a hesitant Neytiri and his family to expel themselves from the Omaticaya Group and retreat toward the eastern seaboard of Mi'kaina, a coral reef island whose tribe and way of life is adjusted to Pandora's oceanic living space. Jake gives his central mantle to his replacement and passes on altogether to Mi'kaina. Once showed up, they are welcomed by the family boss Tanawari and his better half Ronal, who is far-fetched of them at first. Nonetheless, Jake makes sense of their circumstance and they are consented to remain and given cover. Despite the fact that a few tribesmen ridiculed Jake and his kids for their hereditary human legacy, the family learns the methods of the reef individuals, gaining the appreciation of them. Kiri is captivated with the oceanic existence of Mi'kaina and fosters a profound bond with the ocean and its animals, while Lo'ak gets to know Neytiri, the girl of family boss Tanawari and his significant other Ronal. While adjusting to their new climate, Lo'ak gets into a battle with Neytiri's sibling Aonung when he pokes an unrefined fun at Kiri and him of their blended human genealogy. Jake advises his child for his way of behaving. At Jake's demand, Lo'ak gets back to apologize to Aonung and his companions. Be that as it may, they captivate him to an excursion into the region of a hazardous ocean hunter, the Akula, and leave him, abandoned in vengeance. The Akula attempts to go after Lo'ak. Be that as it may, Lo'ak is saved by and gets to know Payakan, a tulkun, a savvy and pacifistic cetacean species whom the Meetkaina think about their profound family. Lo'ak can speak with Payakan through marking and eliminates an old spearhead from the monster's right blade. Upon his revisitation of Meetkaina, boss Tanawari, who became mindful of Aonung's deceiving of Lo'ak, requests that the previous apologize to Lo'ak. In any case, Lo'ak assumes the fault himself, winning Aonung's fellowship. He is likewise informed that Payakan is a pariah among his species. In the interim, out traveling to a branch off of the Tree of Spirits, Kiri joins with it to meet her mom, yet Lo'ak assumes the fault himself, winning Aonung's fellowship. He is likewise informed that Payakan is a pariah among his species. In the interim, out traveling to a branch off of the Tree of Spirits, Kiri joins with it to meet her mom, yet, which is hunting tulkuns to collect their cerebrum proteins from making hostile to maturing cures. Quaritch starts to ruthlessly scrutinize the native clans about Jake's area, bombing that. He arranges the whaling team to wantonly kill the tulkuns to draw Jake out. Lo'ak intellectually connects with Payakan and discovers that the tulkun was projected out in light of the fact that he conflicted with the methods of his species and went after the whalers who killed his mom. At the point when the Meetkaina learn of the tulkun butchers, Lo'ak takes off to caution Payakan, trailed by his kin, Tsiraya and Aonung. They find Payakan being pursued by the whalers, and Lo'ak, Kiri and Tuk are caught by Quaritch. With their youngsters at serious risk, Jake, Neytiri and the Meetkaina set off to face the people. Quaritch powers Jake to give up, yet seeing his spirit's sibling risked, Payakan assaults the whalers, setting off a battle which kills the majority of the group and basically harms the vessel, making it sink. Neteyam salvages Lo'ak and Bug, yet is lethally shot. Jake faces Quaritch, who involves Kiri as a prisoner. At the point when Neytiri does likewise with Bug, Quaritch at first denies his child, yet stops when Neytiri cuts Bug on the chest. Jake, Quaritch, Neytiri and Tuk end up caught inside the sinking vessel. Jake chokes Quaritch into obviousness and is safeguarded by Lo'ak and Payakan, and Kiri gathers ocean animals to help her save Neytiri and Tuk. Bug finds and safeguards Quaritch, however passes on him because of his brutality towards the Na'vi and putting his objective to kill Jake's family over being his dad and turning into a decent man, driving him back to rejoin Jake's loved ones. After Neteyam's burial service, Jake and his family choose to for all time stay with the Meetkaina.